Hello, Larry BL again, and this is episode 4. This is where we will start talking about the lawn and garden tractor starting circuits. We've been talking about the electrical systems, and we are now talking about the starting circuit. The starting circuit consists of two separate circuits. You have a high current circuit, which is usually with the heavy duty cables, and then you have a low current circuit, which usually goes through your ignition switch to energize the starting circuit. Here we'll talk about the high current circuit. A high current circuit consists of the positive terminal of the battery coming down, usually connecting to what we call a solenoid. Solenoid is nothing more than a large relay. The solenoid has a high current side and it has a low current control side. The high current side flows through the solenoid, comes to and connects to the starter, positive terminal on the starter. Okay, what a lot of people neglect to check is the return side. The return side, or the negative side, is where the starter bolts to the engine. The engine is grounded to the chassis. The chassis is grounded back to the negative terminal of the engine, okay, or the battery. So what happens here, when the solenoid is engaged, the positive current flows through the solenoid, through to the starter, through the return ground, back through the chassis, and back to the negative of the battery. Okay, a lot of common problems here are, as you can see here, we have corrosion on the terminals, which is a pretty common problem for most batteries. I've even used a battery cleaner on this, and it's still doing it. You also can have bad connections on both either the positive side or the negative connections, okay, which all should be checked. I highly recommend, if you're going to check the positive connections, come to the battery and remove the negative terminal. Okay, before you apply a wrench to any positive connection, make sure you disconnect the negative battery terminal. Okay, so that is the high current charging or starting circuit for this particular tractor. Similarly, on this particular tractor, the positive travels down through this solenoid, which is located here. It's a different type. The high current terminals are on top. The low voltage terminal is here on the side, or the bottom. Okay, then the current flows through to the positive down to the starter. Then again, the return current flows back up through the negative from the engine chassis back up to the negative of the battery. Again, here you would want to remove the negative terminal and check all your connections. Make sure they're nice and tight, including the connection of the engine, because this engine does not use a ground wire connector like the other one. It uses a star washer on a bolt that actually grounds it to the frame. So what you want to do is make sure that the engine is properly grounded to the frame. This allows you to have good starting current through the high current circuit through the solenoid. The three items are the battery, the solenoid, and the starter that are involved in the high current starting circuit. We will cover the low current side in future episodes. Thank you.